Hey there, y'all. Bunkle here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to this video. Hope you've been having a great day. Hope every day is a blessed day for you. So, got here a stack of 1988 Donruss Cello packs. Ooh, back when they were 99 cents each. Nowadays, you probably pay about the same, if not less, or maybe a little more, depending on where you buy them. But absolutely fun packs. Tons of Hall of Famers possible. Players like Nolan Ryan, of course, absolutely possible. Who else? Ricky Henderson, Cal Ripken Jr., non-Hall of Famers like Eric Davis, more Hall of Famers, Mike Schmidt, Tony Gwynn, Wade Boggs, non-Hall of Famer Andy Van Slyke, Hall of Famers Andre Dawson, non-Hall of Famers Mike Scott. Tons of great players, and of course your typical scrubs. Now, back when, of course, the I guess, best rookie card in this particular set that could be found in these packs, I'd probably say is the Robbie Alomar. Some might differ, but that's who I really think it is. Of course, it's not the highest valued card. Some would say Mark Grace was better than Alomar, but you know what? Here, there really depends. One's in the Hall of Fame, the other one's not. And yeah, that could be whatever reason that happened, but it is what it is. Now, I can tell you that back when these packs came out, neither one of them, we weren't looking for either one. What we were looking for was Greg Jeffries. This is another reason why, you know what, word of wisdom here, anybody that you think is a great rookie or going to be a great rookie, I mean, Greg Jeffries was supposed to be the next Ted Williams. The easiest way to put it. He was supposed to hit for high average, supposed to get a bunch of dingers, he was the next who's supposed to be. And he had a decent career, but nowhere near what he was projected to. So you got to watch out on the young players. You never know how they're really going to pan out in the majors, how they're going to handle the pressure, the stress, the media. I mean, I'd say possibly, especially in the big media areas, your New York, your Los Angeles maybe. That might be part of it. It might not be part of it, because then you don't get noticed until getting towards like the mid part or end of your career, and people say, hey, wow, I didn't realize that person had this much whatever batting average, home runs, strikeouts, this, that. It's a bit easier nowadays than back when to know more about players. There's a lot more information available and much more readily available. You know, back then it was your daily newspaper and maybe a magazine or something like that, or what you saw on TV. There was no interwebs or anything like that, so you couldn't really spend a half hour, 45 minutes, an hour, whatever, a day or every so often just popping on ESPN.com or some other thing, or Baseball Almanac or anything like that, any of the major websites, to find out stats and all of this, to see, you know, this player versus that player, and do comparisons. It was a lot of paper and pen doing calculations and those types of things. Anyway, with all that being said, if you're looking through these packs for cards that might be worth some money, and yeah, some people do that. I can't say I don't. I mean, I like getting the big hit, perfectly centered PSA 10 card. Sometimes, you know what, it might be for my personal collection. Other times it might be because there's another person out there that collects, and I don't mind taking a card that I pull from a pack like this, and after grading, if it does come out of 10, it's worth some money, flipping it out for something that I really enjoy. I mean, rip them, flip them, collect what you enjoy. I think that should be everybody's motto, especially if you're in the hobby because you love the sport or sports. So, with all that being said, the highest valued card in this set, PSA-wise, is the Bo Jackson. That's somewhere around 90 bucks. Dale Murphy, somewhere also around that value. Nolan Ryan, Canseco, Barry Bonds, Kirby Puckett, George Brett, all somewhere 60 and higher. So, decent value there if you could find one that's perfectly centered, edges, corners, and all that other great stuff. Now, the higher valued stuff would be the MVP cards. Those, I guess, would be considered insert cards from way back when. There's a couple that are actually really nice value, and mostly because of centering and low population counts. The Dale Murphy, around 200 bucks. The Darryl Strawberry, around 75. Mattingly is where it starts to drop off. He's at around 45. Again, very low pop cards. There's some of them that have never had a 10 or only 1 or 2 PSA 10s in the world. So, anyway, let's get started with this. Enough of me babbling. I got some cards to rip. Got some packs to rip. Now, there's no gum in these. So, that's probably, you know, not so good. Because, you know what? I don't mind trying the 40-year-old gum or the 35-year-old gum as it may be. But it's probably better on my teeth and stomach for tomorrow. I mean, that stuff can get really bad. I got a bunch of frappers here ready on the side, good to go. And a couple top loaders as well, just in case anything comes out. I mean, if I do pull the Dale Murphy and it looks well centered, it's going in the top loader so I can take a look better at the edges and stuff. Edges, corners, all of that great stuff, and measure it out properly. So we're starting off with Felix Furman. Looks like a happy camper. Randy Myers does not look like a happy camper. Sorry, go back to camp. Fred Manrique, Mike Aldretti, Alan Trammell. All right, he's going to go up on the Wall of Fame. Hall of Famer there. Kurt Young, Ron Hasse, Jerry Mumphrey, Cubbies, Mike Boddicker. Nice picture of him. Fireballer, although his leg is like all the way back there. That leg angle and arm angle is crazy. Darnell Coles. John Moses. He looks like he doesn't even know where he is. All right, we got ourselves 1, 2 puzzle cards. Ooh, complete the Stan Musial puzzle, if you really want. Shane Raleigh, Rob Murphy, Eddie Lee Whitson, Doug Drabeck, Scott Geraltz, Dale Murphy, base card, not the MVP, but still a nice card. Great player, should be Hall of Fame. Ed Lynch, Ronnie Darling, Mike Moore, Jim Clancy, Les Straker, Julio Franco, Diamond Kings card, Jimmy Key, Bert Blyleven, another Hall of Famer there. Doc, now that was a pitcher that was supposed to have been in the Hall of Fame. Shoulda, coulda. Unfortunately, kind of flamed out his career. And anyway, great pitcher though. Phenomenal pitcher when he was young. Scott Bankhead, Rick Sutcliffe, Ken Oberkfell, Kevin Mitchell, R.J. Reynolds, Mark Davis, Tom Browning, Steve Bedrosian, and finishing it up with Nolan Ryan as the second to last card. Not bad. I'll definitely frapper that one up. And Danny Cox. So we got ourselves a few hits out of that pack. Now, pardon the cough there. I have my... What's this one today? It's a Rockstar Recovery Strawberry Lemonade on the side. Got a little bit of a dry throat going on right now. Again, it's kind of high allergy season here up in Jersey. And I've been in Jersey all weekend. No travels this weekend. A couple of yard sales, garage sales, those types of things. Nothing panned out, nothing interesting. Move on. I mean, that's the way I see it. Did pick up a couple cool, I guess, blow-up toys. Not those kind of toys, but there was a blow-up alien and some blow-up, like, bop-em hammers that my real young nieces enjoyed. I mean, they enjoyed, like, bopping me around with them and hitting me in the head with a huge hammer. Why not? You know, because that's what Bunkles are for. But yeah, they had a lot of fun with that. That's kind of why they got gotten. And there was a Snow White toy that may end up going in my eBay shop. We'll see. But not much of anything else. Bunch of junk. Some of these people I asked about sports cards, they said, huh? So yeah. Anyway, Vicente Palacios. Looking very serious, sir. Looks like your hair was, like, carved out. Jay Aldrich. He also does not know where he is. Jeffrey Leonard. Whoop. And we got ourselves another Nolan Ryan. I threw Gary Gaetti to the side. Another Nolan Ryan, but the centering on that one is horrible. Compared to the centering on the first one. Avalanche. But I mean, even the centering on that one's bad. But the centering on the second one is even worse. Alan Trammell, it's no time to be sleeping on the job. All right, we got Jay Buhner, Albert Hall, Terry Steinbeck, Tim Loudner, Jeff Calhoun, Calvin Schiraldi. 2 more puzzle cards. Gary Templeton, Tom Newell, and our first, and we got the Murphy MVP card. Now, that doesn't look too shabby. I think I'm definitely going to top load that one. I mean, the centering does look a bit off left to right. I'll take that on the under the measuring tool. That might not be submittable. I mean, it's, as I said, it's a $200 card as a PSA 10. That was a sale that was done a while back. We're talking 2021. So that could be a flame out. The most recent sale of a PSA 9 of this one was an incredible $4.25. It's a huge difference between a 10 and a 9. Anyway, I'll keep that one on the side. Why not? Got Tim Tuffle, Will Clark, Will the Thrill, Tony Fernandez. Great all-star player. And I mean, I think for Yankee fans, the highlight of his career was when he got injured and that let Jeter take his place. Fernandez. Don August, Jose Mesa, Mark Thurmond, Alejandro Pena, Neil Allen, Sammy Stewart. Now, he looks way too happy with that huge... That's a caterpillar on your head, dude. That's a major unibrow. Storm Davis, Steve Howe, John Davis. Lots of Davises in here. That's another Vincente. I think he was the first one in this pack. What's going on? Doug Jones, Kurt Wilkerson, Pascual Perez, Rick Honeycutt, Melito Perez, Tim Belcher, Bill Gullickson, Jeff Sellers, and Brad Kamenisk, and wrapping it up with Doyle Alexander. Great longtime pitcher. He pitched in the majors for like 60 years. Great pitcher. I mean, not Hall of Fame, but he chewed up innings. A lot of the pitchers back then. I mean, having mediocre pitchers in for 8-9 innings a game was absolutely normal. I mean, if you look at inning counts from back then, I mean, you can't look at pitch counts because they didn't keep those kind of records. But inning counts, they were crazy up there. I mean, compared to nowadays, I mean, I wonder doing inning counts versus pitch counts nowadays. And with some players, it may end up about the same. All right, I'm going to get this Murphy in a top load. And we'll get to pack number 3 shortly. Now, again, the centering on this one isn't great. But I'm going to take a look-see at it a bit better later. Just to see if it comes anywhere close. I don't think so, just based on my bad eyesight. Y'all let me know in the comments what you think about the centering on that one. I'm not thrilled. All right, next pack. Pack number 3 here. Starting off with Kurt Wilkerson. We saw him before. Wally World Joiner. Rookie card was the year before. He was another one that was projected to be humongous and, mediocre fungus. Got Steve Howe again. Frank Tanana Banana was around forever. Lance McCullers, Juan Samuel, Julio Franco, Dave Hengel, Bob James, Dave Bergman, Sandberg. All right, got ourselves a Rhino. And 2 more puzzle cards. Jerry Don Gleaton, Charlie Puleo, Tommy Hinzo, Rob Thompson, McGuire. Now, that would have been a nice hit back then. I mean, he was bombing them left and right back when. Frapper him up. Jeff Reardon, John Morris, Ken Phelps, Bob Brower, Baines, Hall of Famer. A lot of us back then would not have. If you would have said someday he's going to be in the Hall of Fame, I don't think we would have believed you. Got Mike Moore, Dave Leiper, Mike Devereaux, Pat Pasillo, Jeff Hamilton, Mike Diaz, Willie Wilson, Mark Eichhorn, George Hendrick, Ripken Jr., Diamond Kings card there. Tim Raines, Hall of Famer. The centering on this is disgusting. It's horrible. Gary Pettis, Jim Clancy, Terry McGriff, and Jay Buhner. Yeah, centering's just getting worse and worse on these. Anyway, let's get these frappered up. Ooh, I dropped the frappers. Hold on. Hey, y'all. Sorry about that. When it rains, it pours in my house. Once, first I drop something, then people come running through the garage, and then I get a phone call, and then it's like, okay, 15 minutes later, I'm back at this. Now, I think I remember where I was. I was frappering up some of these cards that I just pulled out of the last pack. That was pack number 3, if I'm not mistaken. Some really horribly centered cards here. I mean, that Cal Ripken is horrible. The Baines isn't bad, but who cares? The McGuire. Not bad. I mean, I wish the Murphy was that well centered. Well, we'll see. But that one looks better centered than the Dale Murphy MVP. And we got the Rhino, which he's falling off the side. His bat's almost out of the picture. I mean, come on. Lots of stuff up on the Wall of Fame so far, that's for sure. You'll definitely rack up Hall of Famers in these kinds of packs. If you're a Hall of Fame collector, or you want to put together a Hall of Fame collection, I mean, it's great to start off in the vintage 80s stuff, that's for sure. Now, what is that? I don't think I've ever seen tape across the back of a card. What the heck? It's like, looks like masking tape that's embedded in the card. Now, on a Rocket Roger, that's really odd. Huh. Interesting. Well, if you didn't see it on video, you might not believe it, but yeah, that's a sealed pack with masking tape of some kind. Maybe somebody likes that somewhere. I don't know. I'm going to frapper that one up because it's pretty cool. Got Jeff Robinson. I don't think I have any cards that have masking tape that were pulled straight from a pack. Pack fresh masking tape. Kirk Gibson. His neck is bulging there. And it doesn't look like he really hit it that far. Eric Shaw. The Ripken Baseball Family. That's a great card. That's a really nice card to keep in the collection. That's for sure. I think I've pulled like 30 of those so far. But Rick Roden, Wally Backman, Larry Herndon, Andy Allinson, Steve Jeltz, Freddie Lynn. Great card there. A great player, a long time with the Red Sox, that's for sure. George Brett, Hall of Famer. Bobby Witt, Jeff Treadway, Danny Tartabal, Dan Plesac, Ray Knight, Lance Johnson, Ken Oberkfell, Kevin Mitchell, Jay Howell, Mark Kubica. Fernando Mania looks like he's bunting. I don't know if he really should be doing that. Pat Clements, well, I guarantee you that whoever he's batting against did not expect him to. All right, there we go. Another Rocket Roger. Now, that's pretty weird. So we have the Rocket Roger that was down at the bottom, and another one in the same pack. But, of course, this one has weird stains on it, too. It's kind of weird, but they're not stuck together, at least. I mean, one with duct tape, masking tape, and kind of dinged, and the other one not with masking tape. So, okay. Eric King, Mike Birkbeck, Greg Walker, Lance Johnson, Ken Oberkfell again, Kevin Mitchell again, R.J. Reynolds again. Yuck. Another Fernando Valenzuela and Pat Clements. Yeah, what a junky pack. Anyway, that's a fun one. You see it here, almost live. I'm going to keep that one facing that way, just so you can see the treasures that are possible in 1980s baseball packs. I don't put anything past these companies. I mean, they mass-produced everything so much. They tried to jet them all out to get us all buying everything, and kind of like what they're doing now also. Make sure you buy this box. Make sure you buy this pack. Oh, there's these, there's this, there's that, there's the other thing. Yeah, and, I mean, I'd say from the mid to the late 80s especially, but then going into the 90s, oh my God, there was so many sets and subsets and this and that and everything else produced, and everybody's going for the big winner and whatever it might be as far as whatever player or anything like that. It really got nasty, I'd say, after the strike. Before the strike, it was getting bad. But after the strike, just so many different manufacturers and sets and special sets and update sets, and nowadays it's even worse, I think. In many ways, it's even worse. I mean, how do you get whatever key rookie, and how do you know that that key rookie is actually going to be somebody who's even playing in 10 years? You don't have a clue. It's kind of like hitting that winning lottery ticket, except you pay a lot more for these lottery tickets. Al Pedrick, James Steels, Lance Parrish, Danny Darwin, Ken Daly. I think a lot of people that do the lottery ticket aspect of sports cards, it's a different mentality. They don't necessarily enjoy the sport or like the sport or even care. It's just hitting that big card, and not that you know what, making some money out of popping packs is a bad thing. Don't get me wrong, but kind of takes away a little bit. All right, well, that's the Bo. Got the Bo Jackson there, and that's nice centering. I'll take that one. Pat Tabler, Franklin Stubbs, Don Mattingly, Donnie Baseball, Dwight Evans, Jim Gantner, Chet Lemon, Ken Gerhardt, Vance Law, Gary Thurman. Now, he was one of the big rookies back then. I was talking about him to somebody not too long ago. Louis Polonia, Steve Balboni, Matt Young, Ron Kittle. Now, he's another one. I mean, now, he had a lot of physical issues, but if you take a look, and again, I say take a look at his minor league career. I mean, you would assume that he'd immediately enter the majors, and I mean, he was hitting 35, 40 home runs, batting 350, 360, AA, AAA, just bombing those leagues, and then came up physical problems and all this, back and neck issues and spine issues, and our checklist, famous checklist: Vince Coleman, Lee Smith, Hall of Famer there, Albert Hall, Andy Van Slyke, and Cal Daniels. So we'll get those frappered up. But yeah, players like Kittle, you got to wonder if they did not have all the physical problems that he had, what would his career have ended up like? I mean, sure, he wasn't, he ended up not being a high batting average person in the majors. And yeah, he had a couple of years where he did decent as far as power, had some good power numbers, but the way he projected from the minors and the way it reflected, and again, it could all just be injuries and physical problems and all that. But yeah, there was no comparison between minors and majors there. I'm going to get that one in the top load also. Because again, that's one of the higher valued PSA cards. And you know what? If I could get one in all these packs that's perfectly scented and flip it out, why the heck not? I mean, how many of those do I really need? In my personal collection, you know what? I have a couple hand-collated sets of the 88 Donruss. I don't really think I need more than that. I mean, might put together a wall of Mattingly's or something like that, or just a regular Yankee wall. Who knows? But I don't know if I'd put the 88 Donruss there. Maybe. Maybe, depending on how big of a wall it is. Just some glue and some baseball cards. Yeah, that would absolutely ruin the card. But you know what? It'd be a fun wall, that's for sure. That'd be a real wall of fame. Anyway, so we're on pack number 6 here. I'll try to get through this one quickly if I can open it somewhat quickly. All right, we got Rob Murphy, and I also just want to, I guess, start on this one by saying I definitely appreciate all comments, subscribers, thumbs up, all of that great stuff. Appreciate all of y'all all the time. I mean, y'all help keep this fun. I have fun anyway, so I'm definitely hope you enjoy it. Got Eckersley, nice Eck. What the Eck? Dave LaPointe, Mike Lloyd, Gary Thurman. All right. Yeah, you definitely space ace. Denny Martinez, Jose Rijo, Jerry Don Gleaton, Mike Devereaux, Jay Buhner. Ended up being a slugger for a little while with the Mariners. Spike Owen, Jim Morrison. Did you ever sing? I don't think so. Pete Stanacek, Steve Kiefer, Devon White, another checklist. John Lindemann, Greg Maddux, all right, Hall of Famer there. Tom Prince, Charlie Puleyo, Pat Pasillo, Kent Tekulve with his blind as a bat sunglasses there. Eric Nolte, Steve Lyons, Terry Poole, Al Leiter, and Chuck Finley. So not a bad wrap-up. Got a couple more Hall of Famers out of that last pack. Frapper up the Maddox, frapper up the Eck. Get them up on the Wall of Fame. I don't know about y'all, but to me, the highlight card, sure, the Bo Jackson is real cool. And the Dale Murphy MVP is definitely cool. I've got confirmed centering on that one. And getting lots of Hall of Famers is a great thing. But to me, the highlight of this is opening a pack fresh. You know which one I'm digging for. Come on. Pack fresh masking tape. Just what I wanted in my collection. You know, I do wonder if that... I wonder... If you send that in for grading, I wonder if they would know, because it doesn't look like it was printed on. That would make it cooler. It looks like it's printed under. mean, if it was printed on the masking tape, that might be a pretty cool error. But otherwise, it's just some masking tape. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed. Take care, stay well, stay blessed. Bunkle out.